Victoria Gugenheim, thank you very much for speaking to me.
You're very welcome.
Maybe you could explain a little bit about what body art is and what you do to people who aren't familiar with your work.
Okay, yeah, well, body art is essentially any art on the human body, and what I do is specialise in body painting. It's actually the oldest art form in the world, and it originated 300,000 years ago, and it was the Twin Zambezi rivers of Zimbabwe, where essentially the University of Bristol discovered in 2008, I believe, over 300 pieces of pigment, which were used for body adornment, for kind of rituals and altered states of consciousness. And for me personally, I have been fascinated by this from a really young age. I was drawing before I could talk, and then I just sort of started doing makeup at 6, and then about 9 years old I got my first set of face paints, and then sort of progressed downwards, and I haven't really stopped. So yeah, body painting is when it's a water-based usually paint on the human body, and then body art is any art form that adorns the human body. So I'm a body painter and a body artist, I guess. Yes.
Excellent. So at what point does this flow into activism then?
Well, for me, body art is the ultimate form of protest because it's a brush, paints, and you. And no one can tell you what to do. You can put whatever you want on your body, and you can go out and protest whatever you want. And this is why I've worked really closely with Mariam Namazi, because especially in Islamist states where they want to control women's bodies, it's the ultimate form of control for you to take your clothes off, pick up a brush, and write, say for example on your body like Amina did, "My body belongs to me. It's not the source of anyone's honour." So this, for me, is really immediate, really visceral. It's the oldest canvas we have, and we are hardwired to respond to it. And this is why I think body art makes such a shake when people see it. Like, for example, when I body painted Mariam and CAMB at Pride, if we just had placards, no one would have cared. But because it was people body painted, suddenly they were causing a stir, and they were in Attitude magazine, which the article got rescinded, Pink News, LBC was talking about it, and it's because of the body art causing such attention.
How do you feel about the reaction from the Pride March? A lot of Muslim interest groups have been lodging complaints, and I believe we're still waiting on a final outcome from the event organisers.
Yes, that's true. Largely that's Mariam's expertise, but for me personally, I think that their ire is unwarranted, because what we're doing is we want people to have the right to love who they want to love. And in terms of radical Islamism, where they want to stone people and kill people simply for being gay, that is a direct impingement upon their human rights. And a free country, a free world, has absolutely no need for anything like this. It has absolutely no place in a free world. And so in terms of the outcome, if they do ban us from Pride, I think it will be not just a crying shame, but something that will be regressive when it comes to free speech. It will be censoring people for the sake of other people's offence. And I'm sorry, but I think ideas don't, you can offend a person, and you can't really offend ideas. People can take offence at someone's stance at something, but just because somebody's offended at something doesn't mean you should stop doing it. If you're not outwardly hurting somebody, if you're not inflicting, pain and suffering on someone, it's not anybody's business. And also, I think people don't seem to realise that being gay is natural. Over 450 animal species across the world experience homosexuality, or have not just that, but also things like behavioural transvestism, bisexuality. Homophobia, though, is only found in one. And to me, the entire thing is just, it's ridiculous that we have this homophobic notion. The only way I think that I could see any kind of logical sense to it is that religions of all types need people to propagate that dangerous meme. And that happens when you breed with people. It doesn't happen when you don't breed with people. And I think that this is where the ire is unfounded, and it's where I think maybe this is where it mimetically, poisonously came from, and why radical Islamist groups don't like LGBT people. Not just them, but across all religions around the world, if they have an issue with homosexuality. I hope that massive waffle made sense.
No, some great points. And where can people go if they want to find out some more information on your work?
If they want to have a look at my work, they can go to www.gugenheim.co.uk. My brand new site is up and running and looking rather fabulous, if I do say so myself. And so you can go there. There's a contact form there as well. You can also go onto my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Gugenheim Global. And I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter. I'm basically like digital herpes. You can't get rid of me. I'm all over the internet. I'm everywhere. Like, there's no stopping me. So yes, if you want to find out about me, you'll be able to. But my website is the best bet.
Victoria, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thank you.
My name is Imad Idine Habib. I'm a secularist and I'm an ex-Muslim, and I founded the Council of Ex-Muslims of Morocco, originally from Western Sahara. And I've been in this country as a refugee since 2 years, and co-spokesperson of the Council of Ex-Muslims of Britain.
Excellent. So we're aware of there's many unique issues facing ex-Muslims as a whole. Are there any that are specific to Morocco that you'd like to draw attention to?
Well, if we speak about North Africa and Morocco in general, I think it's like the problem that we have mostly is that the population is considered de facto Muslim, and therefore laws are applied on them as de facto Muslims, etc. So they have, a lot of laws. There's no civil family code, as well as there is completely illegal to form any association or political party that questions, not even insults, only questions Islam, monarchy, or the Moroccan position from the Western Sahara conflict. And as I have problem with all three positions, I had a lot of problems in Morocco, as I'm pro-independence and I'm pro-secularism and I'm staunchly Republican. So it didn't go that well, and I had to come here as a refugee.
Okay, well, it's great to see ex-Muslim groups opening all across the world. Do you think we'll ever see one in a real hotbed of Islamism at some point? Maybe an open one in Pakistan or Saudi?
Well, I think we have a fight. The fight that we have, people, we go out when we spoke out in different countries. A lot of people take, you put your life the line for that, but it's only to campaign for an atmosphere, for a platform for those people to come out and have open discussions. Because if it's illegal to have any association that promotes atheism, that promotes free thinking, that questions Islam, that questions monarchy, then you cannot really evolve. You have a certain thing, maybe internet, all that, but it's very limited. If you have mob violence as you have in Pakistan, as you have in Algeria, for example, against people who eat in public at Ramadan, etc., and the state does not interfere and protect citizens, because those are states. We're not in a jungle. These are states and we are citizens, whether we are Muslims or we are not. We are citizens, and the state ought to protect us and protect our welfare, no matter what our religious views are. And that's what we're trying to push. Unfortunately, the climate in these last 5 years has been more and more and harsher sentences for people who eat in public at Ramadan, who criticize God, Allah, Muhammad on Facebook, anything like that. And we've seen that in post-revolution Tunisia, people who attacked the American embassy and stoned it and burned it down, got 2 years suspended sentence, while someone who shared a cartoon is not even his, a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad, got 7 years and a half in prison. Another one just escaped on, to France, where he's a refugee, and one of them had to spend the whole year. The same thing in Morocco, where a guy has spent 5 years in prison for the sake of liking pictures that are deemed critical, offensive of the Prophet Muhammad. So even there is a free space that we had, which is internet, starting from 2000. Now the balance is going. There's more and more surveillance, and I have to say, there are Western companies that sell repressive governments tools to survey population, and to make that happen, to make those arrests happen. There is a lot of companies, a lot of unethical trade that is happening to make it possible for those people to monitor the internet, come out, make it as hard as possible to circumvent censorship, to circumvent surveillance. And it's a very worrying trend, as well as now more and more people are being tried for atheism and blasphemy and apostasy, and the anti-terrorism law that happened in Morocco, that happened in Pakistan, in Saudi Arabia, in Kuwait, and so on. And that is a worrying trend, that there's growing authoritarianism and growing, liberticide. Anti-terrorist regulation is being used in other countries to stifle all dissent, all opposition, including apostates and blasphemers. So I think there are big battles coming in, which gonna put the West in front of its own hypocrisy, unfortunately.
And where can people go if they want to find out more information on ex-Muslims in Morocco?
On ex-Muslims in Morocco, we're mostly active on Twitter and on Facebook. So just type Council of Ex-Muslims in Morocco. For Council of Ex-Muslims in Britain, www.ex-muslim.org.uk.
Excellent. Thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thank you. No worries.
Aryan, thank you very much for speaking to me. Maybe you could just describe a little bit about what you do.
I'm doing photography for a long time, so here in the conference we have exhibition about my artwork. So this series is the Islamic turbans and the victim of verses. So Islamic turban, I use the symbol turban as the symbol of religious leader. So mostly we know in Islam and other religion as well, the leaders there have something like turbans. So I use these turbans, which makes violence against a woman or different things. And the other series which is the victim of verses. So that series I research in the Quran, the Muslim holy book, and choose the most verses which is violence against a woman or human being. So I put the body on the fabric, I write down the verses on the fabric and continue to write on the body, which is kind of these verses capturing the body, like the body is prisoner of these verses.
Okay, well I've noticed there's a running theme of the naked female form. Why is it so important to depict women naked in your artwork?
I think when we show the nude body, mostly when we have like clothes or dress, it's kind of we are secure. Without the dress, it's like you are not secure, and with that kind of like nudity, I can show the violence better than if we have the dress. So it's kind of in the other hand, with the nude body is kind of freedom, in my opinion. You are free from everything. So this free body is like I can show violence better if we have dress. So that's the point. I use mostly nudity to criticize religion.
It's very provocative. So you've got this juxtaposition between conservative Islamic verses and the naked female form.
Yes.
What kind of reaction does that get from liberals, secularists and Muslims?
Yes, first time I had exhibition, it was many threatened. So, but always I say the biggest enemy of any artist is fear. So you have to do what you believe, and you shouldn't afraid of anything. So yeah, for sure, any criticism of religion, you may get the problem, but you have to do that. I mean, if I don't, nobody do, and nobody does, and so we have to. That's my opinion.
It's a great point. Thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thanks to you.
Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you.